invite someone to our last podcast, but hey, we have something even better. An instant reaction after we cooked their asses last week. 1 second.
This is an Arsenal team without Martin Odegaard, without Declan Rice, without Calafiori, without Mikel Merino. I don't think any Arsenal player today was particularly that great other than two. Timber, I thought was excellent. I thought he was excellent. And I also thought David Raya was good. Defensively, Arsenal don't have to be at their best anymore to beat Tottenham. They've just beat us 3 times in a row. The first time since 1987. 3 times in a row. At our own place, which is supposed to be a fortress. And Ange Postecoglou just stands up going, just who we are, mate. Just who we are. Just who we are, mate. Just who we are. Meanwhile, Arteta's given it all these different directions, tactical movements.
Facts, okay.
Close the gap, spread the ball out wide, cutting the DJ deck. He's doing absolutely everything. And Ange's just going, just who we are, mate. Just who we are. No, it's not who we are. It's not who we are, mate. It's not. 1 win out of 4 games. We're 13th in the league. No one can say the manager's not been back. No one can categorically come out there and blame this on Daniel Levy. He's had more money since he's been Tottenham manager than any other manager in the league other than Enzo Maresca. And that's because Chelsea are playing bloody Monopoly. This is not good enough. Arsenal.
Oh, that's a great start to the episode.
But it is who they are, though.
Right.
That's where he's wrong. It is who they are.
So this is Henry Talks Football. If you want to hear rants and stuff, go follow him on YouTube. But I came across that because it was on my TL, and I was like, oh, man, I got to watch this hit the whole way through, and it just gets better and better. So definitely go watch that. But I don't know, Pete. I'm feeling good today. Like, we beat Tottenham back-to-back for the first time since 1987. Like, I think we're back. We are so back.
Yeah, that was a scrappy game, too. We were – even the mascots were not about it. Did you see that clip of the kid who told, like, the Spurs mascots to stay in their own lane?
Yes. He was so litty. Like, it was one kid versus like 4 or 5 other Tottenham mascots. I was like, he's got to be our mascot, like, for all away games for sure, because he brought the energy.
Yeah, he straight up pushed them away. He was just like, no.
He was like, none of that. This is keep your hands off. So I guess watching the game, what did you notice the most? And I guess we can touch on Gabriel and we can touch on Timber or whoever, but like, what made you most excited while you were watching the game? I know what I'm going to talk about a little bit, but I'd like to hear your perspective, Pete. You always offer good stuff.
Honestly, it's how many shots on target we had. We're in good form. Kai, obviously, killer Kai. He had quite a bit of shots on target, and he was killing. I like how aggressive Trossard is. It's funny when he just like comes out of nowhere and is like, how do I say this? That he's ready to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
But
he a lot.
I don't know. Timber was my favorite to watch. I told you, when I saw him in preseason, he was so fun to watch. And now that he's in better form, I wouldn't say he's a completely like 100% healthy, so I don't think he should be that risky either. But God, he's such a pleasure to watch.
He's amazing. Like, and I know he's going to endear himself to like all of us Gooners when he straight up went to fucking Tottenham's goalkeeper and grabbed him. He was like, nah, this ain't sweet over here, bro. Like, and then what I loved and something that we've been missing since Shaka left, the whole squad ran over there. I was like, oh shit. I was like, it's about to go down.
Saka threw bows. He went.
Yeah.
I was like,
Saka was ready.
They were ready. I wasn't expect when I saw that happen. I don't know. Like I said, like I told you, I really, really enjoy shithousery. That's why I was like bummed when, like, obviously when Shaka left, and then also when Ramsey left. But we have like a subtle type of shithousery now. It's very much the fuck around and find out kind. Where like we're not gonna be in your face about it, but like just fucking try it and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. And one key, I guess, component of that was it was so funny. Okay, so Havertz is like going towards goal. Someone's near him, no one touches him, but he falls to the ground and like grabs his neck to slow down play. And then he looks back at the ref and he's just like, that's the type of shithousery we need. Like, no one touches you, but you fucking slow down the play because you're like, a ghost touched me. Like, I love that shit. Havertz does that so much, and people don't give him enough credit for it. Like, he knows how to pace and control the game, and I love that about him.
Yeah. I enjoyed seeing Jorginho as captain.
Yeah, Georgie.
I hate that Odegaard's injured, but that man does need a break. So maybe this is the only way. And speaking of injuries, like fuck internationals, fuck the friendlies. We have, like he was saying, we have what, like 4 players that are hurt right now.
Yeah.
Good on Ben White for telling England to fuck off. Good on Ben
Hell
White.
yeah. I love that shit about him. And honestly, like, we got to get more ruthless as a club and just say no. Like, there's no reason that Odegaard should have went. He was already carrying injury. And secondly, Norway, they're not going to qualify for shit. Let's just be honest. Like, all they have is Holland and Odegaard. That's pretty much it. Like, come on, it's not worth it.
Yeah, let Holland be the golden boy over there. Odegaard doesn't need it.
No,
he's
he doesn't.
So good. Why isn't Norway winning? I don't know.
Exactly.
Holland.
Yeah. One thing I do want to touch on though is our guy Gabriel, our guy Gabby. Well, 2 Gabbies. Okay, we have Martinelli and Magalhaes, and Magalhaes, like, he deserves his flowers, and I feel like he's finally getting them. Like, what pissed me off last year was when we sat him on the bench for a little bit and we're going to sell him to Saudi Arabia. I was like, that makes no sense because the partnership that he has with Saliba, you can't replace that. You just can't replicate that. I'm like, just keep both of them here, let them grow, and fucking Gabriel, he's a beast in the middle. I love watching him play.
Martinelli had a great form. I don't feel like we didn't play like that since the beginning of last season. He was like his old self again. And I think that's what we were saying last time, is that like maybe he's down about something. He's not maybe he's down on confidence. Arteta must have said something to him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you, P. I think that he's kind of on his upward trajectory again. I mean, he was beating Porro like it was nothing. Like, he was just like up and down the pitch, and he had that key pass where he tried to score instead of passing to Saka. And honestly, I wasn't too upset about that. I was like, okay, he's trying to get his confidence up, so he wanted to get a shot in, but he could do whatever he wanted on the left-hand side. It was actually like really nice to see him do that, especially when Spurs are telling us that they have the best back 4 in the Premier League. Like, they were on fucking skates yesterday. I mean, the other day, and it was fantastic.
It's It was a funny game to watch. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was laughing a lot. I was like kicking my feet in the air and giggling like a little kid. It was hilarious.
It was comical. For me, one of the funniest moments was when we had our guy. I mean, first of all, this is Trossard Hive, so I'm gonna clap him up. He was playing out of position, and he was still doing a lot of fuckery in the midfield. And I was like, just have fun, Leo. Like, we know you're not gonna serve it up like Odegaard, but he had some really fun one-touch stuff happening with him and Gabby and him and Havertz as well. And I was like, this is actually really fun to watch. And Tottenham couldn't keep up. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. What else? What else did I notice? I don't know. They just looked like headless little chickens running around, which is really funny to me.
So I think in our show we like to talk about the positives. But we also like to hate on some people on the team a little bit. I'm gonna hate real quick on number 5 because he was slow as shit. Like, he was getting fucking cooked in the midfield. My boy Georgie had to cover for him. I'm like, I never want to see this man in my club again. I need him out in January, and I can't wait till Declan Rice comes back.
What's fucking new? What's fucking new? Like, what? Slow, can't play your own position, that you need assistance from other players to come out of their position, so to make sure that your slow ass doesn't affect the fucking game. Are you kidding me? There's
Right.
so many times where he could have fucked up, and if he would have fucked up that North London derby,
Oh,
I would have personally caught a flight. Personally.
hell yeah. Dropped in on his ass. And I saw someone commented. Oh, go ahead.
There's players getting robbed and jumped in London. Why isn't he one of them?
Right? Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, we need to take all their pain and give it to him.
There's people who are like, I wish no ill will on someone. But that's not me. I'm not those people. I do wish ill will. I want him off the team.
Yep. Get their asses off the team, like, immediately. Like,
yeah, and
I saw a comment.
Come back, yeah.
No, you're fine. I saw a comment on Twitter, and someone said something. Someone agreed. They were like, Timber had a really good game, but he doesn't offer much getting up the pitch. I was like, A, his ACL is still, healing. He's healing from that surgery. And B, you can't push up the field when your fucking Thomas Partey is just sitting like a third center back. Like, what the fuck? Like, the left-hand side would be exposed. Like, people don't understand this shit. Partey is slow as fuck. Get him out of here.
He needed to be gone yesterday. He needed to be gone during the transfer window. We could have I would have rather held on to, like, Nketiah longer, if that meant Partey.
Yeah.
And Nketiah could have
seriously.
gone in January. Partey needed to be gone a long time ago. A long time ago. I don't know what like Arteta's excuses for keeping him. I see no benefit on the team. I see no benefit on the field. He does not contribute. He's forgettable in every way possible.
He really is. So we need to get his ass out of here. One thing also that I wanted to touch on was Ben White. People said that he had like an up and down game, and I'm like, I don't know. Son is their best player. Like, I hate Spuds, but Son, he's actually a really good winger. And I mean, Ben White kept him pretty quiet.
I like Son so much, and I really wish he wasn't on the Spurs. I really wish he was a Spud. He should have just followed Henry Kane out of there, but he's looking for his 5 minutes. He's captain. He stars on the team. He's so likable, though.
He is. And I'm probably to get myself canceled by some gooners, but in my FIFA 24, he's a gooner. He's on the left-hand side. He's rotational, but he's there.
Imagine if he played for us.
He fucking cook. He would cook so well. He would cook so well. Because, like, I admire his game, and I think he'd fit in our squad really well.
I have a friend. Her name's Heejin. Obviously, she supports all Korean players. And so whenever I
Yeah.
see her post about Sun, I always respond and I'm like, no, stop it.
You're like, shut up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Um,
Um,
Speaking of Rice, really quick,
yeah,
I do miss
yeah,
him. I'm still bummed on that stupid red card. But
yeah.
did you see he made his debut in London Fashion Week and he looked sharp?
Yeah, that shit was clean as hell. He had like the suit with like I'm gonna call it curtains go because it looked like kind of like curtains, like I don't even know what the fuck it was, but I was like, I would wear that.
It was like a
I like
lace
it.
up. It had like a nice
There we go,
bow,
lace up.
the satin bow, and then Cali Fiore, like he was
Yeah,
that boy's just a model.
he is. He's he knew what he was doing coming to London. He was like, well, if I'm not gonna be in Italy, like near Milan for their fashion week, well, I'll go to London, which is like the second capital of fashion in the world, besides, Paris, I guess.
Yeah, they looked great, and
Yeah, they looked
Rice
really
looked
good.
like he was having fun, so that's good.
Yeah.
You might as well do
Um,
something productive if you're gonna be fucking benched.
right? Don't just sit at home wallowing and shit. Go out and touch grass and see people. um, and I do want to praise David Raya real quick. I thought he had an outstanding game. I was never nervous with him between the sticks, and as much as I love Ramsdale, sometimes he would just like go chase a butterfly, and I'd get really nervous. So it was. I thought he played a really good game, had really good distribution, and yeah, it was really calm at the back.
Yeah, like I said previously, I did not rate Raya but I think it's because some more players are just so endearing that like loyalties fall really hard with them, like with Ramsdale. So I was in
Yeah.
the beginning very upset when he was getting benched, but god damn, did David Raya prove me wrong? He told me shut the fuck
Yeah.
up.
Well,
And
how you feel about Ramsdale is how I feel about ESR, and I'm sad that ESR left. But watching him cook at Fulham, it's like I think it was best for both parties, and I just want him to thrive. It's really good to see that.
yeah, I mean, obviously, Helen really produces talent. There's nothing else to say about
Really,
that.
really does. Um, and next, I want to talk about. I think we're going to do something new where we kind of go through like our player ratings, and I'll start at the back and we can just work our way forward. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate David Raya?
A 10,
Hell
honestly.
yeah.
Like, I think he is one of, if not the best keeper right now in the Premier League.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'd say, trying to think of, I don't think he really put a foot wrong. So, I mean, if there is a perfect game, I think he had it. Um, I think I'd go slightly lower, maybe 9.5 to 9, because um, we'll get to him in a second, but there's a player that I feel like was like just 10 out of 10, like crucial to us winning. Um, what about Ben White? For Ben White, I would say like 8 out of 10. Son beat him. I mean, it's Son, though. He beat him a couple times, but he always recovered. He didn't really allow anything in. But 8 out of 10, it's really good. What do you think?
I agree with that. I agree with that. 8 out of 10 is pretty fair. I feel like Ben White usually sits at a 7-8 for me. I think he's a very
Yeah.
crucial person. I
Yeah.
don't think he's doing anything revolutionary though, which is
Right.
also not a bad thing.
No, it's not. Like, I don't have to worry about him not being in his position. Like, when something happens on that flank, I know Ben White has it covered, which is like really nice feeling to have because, especially during Emery, we didn't have that. Like, it was rough. It was really rough.
I want to talk.
I was going to name some names there, but I was like, I'm not even going to name their names. It's okay.
Yeah.
I can't. Those are dark times, man.
I mean, again, if you guys remember, that's when I started supporting Arsenal. So, like, when I
Yeah.
tell you that the reason my boyfriend, who does not watch any football or sports for that matter, started keeping up with Arsenal because I would come home crying after the beating that we would get under Emery. And so he started to keep up because he's like, I don't know what's wrong with you. Are you on your period or are you just watching soccer? And I was like, why not both?
Right.
But he was like, he now knows he's like Arsenal. Like the other day when he was like, Arsenal tied, and he looked at my face, he goes, oh, not a good tie. Okay, got it. I'll leave you alone.
It's oh man, that was rough. It was the trenches. Okay. We're gonna move on to Saliba, the GOAT Saliba.
Love Saliba so much.
Yeah, I think I mean, I'm gonna give him like 9 out of 10. Like I thought he was really good. He didn't put a foot wrong. He did some cleanup duty too. I can't remember if it was Brendan Johnson that cut in and he did a last ditch tackle and actually won the ball and passed it forward. Like I was like, thank God he was back there. But yeah, he didn't put a foot wrong and yeah, he played really well.
That and I Saliba's attitude's different this year. It's so different.
Yeah.
It's like he's just so hype about everything. And he has such a good personality.
He really does. Like, and I think you're alluding to the fact that I don't know about you, but for me, it feels like he's really demonstrative now. He's yelling at people. He's like pointing when people score goals. Like there's this picture with you remember last game. Yeah. he's you remember he was telling Trossard to put on the goggles? Like Saliba of 2 years ago wouldn't do that. It was great.
Right. Yeah. No, he makes sure that everyone's celebrating and that they're doing it with him. And if they're not doing it with him, he's gonna make them.
Oh shit, he's great. That's great. And then Gabriel Magalhaes, like, hey, 10 out of 10. Like, I'm seeing Gabriel become the person that I always thought he could be. Like, he's becoming a bully where Saliba is kind of like the last tackle or the last line of defense. Gabriel's more aggressive, confrontational, and I love that shit. Like, he's becoming an enforcer, and that's something that we're lacking and we desperately need. And oh my God, that fucking header, like he just shoves Romero out the way and he's like, no, this is my ball, and just heads that shit in. Like,
Yeah, I don't know what that guy at the beginning was talking about not giving Gabby his flowers. Gabriel killed it. And you know what? He should be a bully because he's one of our taller players. He's 6'3".
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You should be a brick wall. He needs to be a brick wall the way that Socrates was a brick wall. Useless brick wall, but brick wall nonetheless.
Yeah, like he would just like take up space. It was fantastic. Like the games where he was actually really physical, it was actually really fun to watch. But of course, he didn't have any legs. But no, I get what you're saying. Like, just be that enforcer in the middle.
Yes.
And then next, I don't want to spoil anything for the Arsenal '86 game, but hey, I ordered this man's jersey. It's on the way. Yuri and Timber. I gave him a 9 out of 10 just because that left hand side has like been our enigma. Like we could not solve that problem. We thought Zenny would be there. We thought Tierney would be there. Timber was there, of course, last year before he got injured. Tomiyasu played there a little bit, and didn't do bad, but he's out injured again. But he's got that left side locked down. And what I love about him for Champions League games or other games when Gabriel or Saliba need to be rested, he'll just slot into the center back role, or if Ben White needs to rest, he can play in his preferred position, which is right back. Like,
right,
his skip's on the way though.
Like I said, I've been really excited about Timber. I'm stoked he's finding his place. He's finding it really quickly. Same as you, 9 out of 10. I don't want him to push himself too hard because, again, injury. Speaking of Tierney, I was very happy to see him in training.
Yes.
I have a very big soft spot for Tierney. I don't feel like he's done a lot for us because he's very accident prone, but he's a good lad.
He is. He really is. And I honestly think that we'll see him. So here's been, in my opinion, like our biggest weakness or our biggest deficiency. We play like our first team in these FA Cup games, these Carabao Cup games. I think we need a solid B team, and I really think Tierney can help with that because actually Tierney and Timber play in similar manners where they'll bomb up the left-hand side. And if Tierney can just do that, I think we're fine. And I can see him being a super sub like, hey, we need more, defensive resilience at the 70th minute mark so we can get his feet back under him because he's coming back from injury too. He can just come in at the 70th minute mark and just lock everything down. So I think he has a place in this squad.
I agree. And I think our mistake last year, too, was going so hard in all the other cups that didn't matter when we should have just been focusing on Champions and Premier. Like, fuck the Carabao Cup, fuck the FA Cup, whatever. We've won Community Shield and FA Cup so many times. Like, we don't need them again to prove. We need to be focusing on Premier and Champions. And speaking of Champions, we have our first game on Thursday. How are you feeling?
Atalanta. I feel pretty good. One thing I do want to touch on is Ethan. How do you say Ethan? Is it Unwary? Oh man, I can't even pronounce this kid's name. But he looked so good. Nwaneri, he looked so good for his little 10-minute cameo when Saka had to go out because of cramping. He did this like little shoulder dip turn and lost the defender, and I was like, oh, he's going to be special. He's going to be really good.
Yeah. And then, I'm going to be at a sports book or something for first Champions League.
Yeah.
I really want to see, you know what? We talked about this a lot last episode, but I really want to see Sterling. I want to see how he's going to fit in the team, where he's going to fit, how they're going to play him, because I think, I don't know, maybe they're still doing they're still doing team building with him, or something like that, because obviously, like, what Arsenal has that other teams don't is that camaraderie and that they just get each other. Again, when they were all going to fight, it wasn't one person; it was the whole team.
Right.
They have the mob mentality with themselves, their fans, that like Chelsea definitely doesn't have. Tottenham definitely doesn't have that. Man U does, but that's just because they're fucking loudmouths. But like, look at all the old Chelsea players. Yeah, Kai and Jorginho fit in immediately. I don't see why he won't.
Yeah, and I might be getting ahead of myself, but honestly, if things work out, and he agrees to take like a weekly pay cut because his pay is ridiculous, um, I could definitely see him coming on to Arsenal because we need help. We need one who's versatile, not only on the left hand side but also the middle. And I think he could definitely play in an attacking mid role as well, as needed. So I want to see more of him. His little cameo, I thought he did well. He got past the defender. He held the ball a little too much. He probably should have passed when I think it was Saka or yeah, I think it was Saka who was cutting in. But he'll get that. He'll get all that out of him. Like you were kind of saying, like he just joined our team. He's trying to get the right fit. So he wouldn't have played yesterday if we didn't have all our injuries. I'll say that.
Yeah,
but
100%.
yeah, I think he has valuable experience, especially in Champions League. And I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't start on Thursday.
I agree with that. I'm kind of hoping he does. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not really worried about this first game, but that's also Arsenal fans' famous last words.
No, we're okay. I'm honestly I'm not worried about this first game because how the Champions League is set up now. You can make up for like a deficient performance. It'll be okay. And I like how we perform on the road anyway. I believe it's an away game, so I think we'll be okay. The crowd will be hostile, but we can handle it. I know we can.
I feel like we thrive in hostile crowds.
We love that shit. We love the hatred. Like, the spite, it fuels us. Oh, I love that shit. Absolutely enjoy it. Oh shit. And then tomorrow, y'all, we are joining our friends. I believe it's tomorrow. Our Man City friends, so we can discuss what's about to pop off next week. We're about to get a dub. I'm not even worried about it. It's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be hair on ball. It's gonna be like 1-0, like 2-1, something like that. It's gonna be nasty, but hey.
It's gonna be really gritty. Really
It's gonna be so gritty. We might even see some yellow cards. Hopefully not a red card, but you never know. I think Michael Oliver is the head ref, so yeah, it's gonna be nasty.
We're gonna see. I'm calling it. We're gonna see a double yellow on someone.
Yeah,
I
see it.
Or Man City, but there's gonna be a double yellow.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a double yellow. I feel like we're gonna get a PK too. I feel like it's gonna be a penalty. I just feel like it's gonna be. Margins are gonna be so tight.
Or a corner.
Or yeah. Oh, it's gonna be set piece FC. I feel like yeah. set piece FC. Nicholas Joker. He's so good. So good. Well, y'all, I think that's honestly all we have for y'all. Like I said, we will be with the Man City crew tomorrow to discuss the game next week, the match next week. But thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll give your predictions tomorrow instead of today like we usually do. For
sure. But I do actually, before we get out of here, I do want to have a prediction for Atalanta. Not Atlanta, but Atlanta. I think I'm pretty confident. I think it's gonna be like a 2-0. Like I really trust our defense. I don't really worry about conceding anymore. And I think offensively, we can definitely get it figured out. What do you think, P?
I was gonna say the same exact thing.
Okay. We're both going 2-0. Let's go.
Yeah. And David Raya, I trust.
Oh, hell yeah. David Raya all day. All day. Well, y'all, I'm a peace out. I'm gonna actually go touch some grass because I haven't been outside today. That's terrible, but yeah. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.